So what is the overall energy for this month for you, Sagittarius? Well, that is represented by the puzzle card, okay? So the puzzle card, the message of the puzzle card, especially for you for this month, Sagittarius, is for you to find the balance within yourself, for you to find, basically for you to, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose between your ego and between your fears? Or are you going to choose the other door that, that leads to love, and that it leads to, like I said, new opportunities and discovering new opportunities, discovering new possibilities, discovering, just the life that you have wished for, but that you perhaps might be too afraid to go after it. So this is kind of like I feel like this is your journey this month. And this is the battle between between the ego or between your heart, the battle between your mind or your heart. Which one are you going to let win, So it's all about, exploring that, exploring yourself, exploring what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy anymore. What life are you going to lead? Are you going to lead the life that makes others happy? Or are you going to lead the life that makes you happy and that deep down in heart that you deserve and that you're meant for, okay? Well, that is represented by the Seven of Swords card, okay? So the message of the Seven of Swords and what I'm getting from is that you're coming into the month of just feeling very defeated, feeling very tired, like you really don't know where to go. You really don't know what to do in your life. You really feel like escaping. You really feel like running away from things, But even though there's nothing wrong to wanting to start something new, and there's nothing wrong with, let's say, with trying to take a different path in your life. What this card and what the swords means is cutting away, is cutting through things, is kind of like cutting away through the mental constraints that sometimes we put to ourselves, cutting to the constraints that, that are the things that are holding us back, the situations that are really not benefiting us anymore. So I get the feeling that you are in this place where you just run away, but instead of kind of like solving the problems and instead of kind of like finding the solutions, you just kind of like want to escape to something else, or you want to find different ways to distract yourself. And this is not really this is not really a healthy way of dealing with things. You need to face yourself. You need to face your problems, and you need to face the problems, and you need to find the solutions to those problems instead of trying to escape or trying to run away from situations, okay? Now, in terms of what your focus should be for this month, that is represented by the Five of Pentacles card, okay? And the Five of Pentacles card is asking you to focus on finding that balance this month again. On getting out of that place of turmoil, of feeling defeated or feeling disappointed. Getting out of that place where you feel like nothing is working out for you, that basically getting out of that victim consciousness, getting out of that poverty consciousness, thinking that that things are unreachable, that your dreams are not unreachable. Like I said, you need to learn to this month to explore new possibilities, to explore different things, to take risks in your life. You are being guided, to kind of like fight against those fears, fight against, those things that are keeping you caged, fight against those things that are keeping you trapped in your life. This month is really about transformation and about, getting out of situations, getting out of those mental, restraints, that are keeping you, from living the life that you deserve and that that you're worthy of, okay? Now, in terms of what it's coming in this month for you, or what will happen this month that is new or unexpected, we have the Nine of Pentacles card. And the Nine of Pentacles is all about, being independent, is finding, different resources that are going to help you to be self-reliant, to be self-sufficient. So once again, like I said, if you are trying to make a change in your life, if you are trying to attract abundance in your life, then you need to find ways, to do that. You need to find ways to release those fears. You need to find ways to release the things that are holding you back from attracting, the things that you want, and there's a lot of inner turmoil. There's a lot of inner conflict for you this month, Sagittarius, that you need to overcome, that you need to work through. And once you're able to work through those things, then you can bet yourself that you will become more self-sufficient, that you will, be attracting new opportunities, perhaps new job opportunities, but you have to get out of that victim consciousness. You have to get out of that feeling of that you feel that there's things that are lacking in your life. Instead of focusing on what you're lacking, or instead of focusing on the things that you don't have yet in your life, make sure that you are focusing on what you are blessed with. Focus on the things that you do have. Be grateful. Have a grateful heart. Change your perspective. Find different ways. Find different solutions. Take a different path. Explore. Try different things. Try new things. Okay. Now, in terms of your hopes or your fears for this month, we have the Temperance card, which is actually your card, Sagittarius, and the Temperance card is asking you to find that balance, to instead, burn away, and get rid of the things that are keeping you trapped, burn away, the things that are keeping you, that are clipping your wings. You want to be free. Fire signs is a sign that wants to lead, and that wants to be free, and that doesn't want to be constrained, or that doesn't want to have anything controlling them. But in order for that to happen, in order for your hopes to become a reality, you need to burn and release whatever it is that is holding you back, whatever it is that is keeping you trapped, whatever it is that is keeping you too scared, to make a change in your life. Okay, you are the leader, Sagittarius. You lead. You have a lot of passion. You have a lot of fire inside. Don't let the fears win in your life. Don't let those doubts win. Don't let, what other people have to say about your life win. Remember, let love lead the way for you, not the fears, not the doubts, not the self-sabotaging thoughts or self-sabotaging patterns win over what deep down inside you have to do. Okay. Now, in terms of potential outcome for after this month, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is beautiful. This is letting you know that you need to go through this. You need to let go of the past. You need to let go of what's keeping you trapped, what's holding you back. Once you're able to let go of that, then the Ace of Pentacles is new beginnings, is new offers, is new opportunities. It's the opportunity, to have your dreams come true. It's the opportunity, to have a strong foundation. It's the opportunity to have more abundance. It's the opportunity to have more stability in your life. It's the opportunity to just have that firm foundation that you have been searching for and that you really, really wish for. Okay, Sagittarius? So let's see what we have in terms of your love life for this month. So we have to share the love card. So I get the feeling that your heart has been broken, but at the same time, there's a little part in your heart that is ready to be opened up again. And I think that in order for that, for you to do that, in order for you to share the love with others, it's important that you work on loving yourself and you work on being the best person that you can be for yourself, you know. So you're definitely ready to share the love with others, but it's gonna take time. It's definitely going to take time for you to be in that space where you can be open again to, you know, to share love, and, you know, to give your love and to you receive your love. But what I do get with this is that little by little, you know, it takes time, it takes patience, you know, so don't rush things. I do feel that, you know, it's important that you do focus on yourself this month, that you focus on transforming yourself, that you focus on just becoming a better person overall, you know. Work on feel more confident, work on loving yourself more, work on your self-love, work on your self-worth, you know. The love is always there, you know. The love is what's leading your life. The love is what's helping you reach your goals. But I think that right now it's important that you remember that love starts with you first, and it's important that you take care of yourself first, okay? So let's see what we have in terms of your overall health and well-being. Remember that this encompasses your body, your mind, and your soul. Okay, so we have the solar plexus chakra. So you're being asked to open up your solar plexus chakra. It seems that it might be a little bit blocked at this point. And this is all about, you know, confidence, and it's all about, you know, believing in yourself, and it's all about being empowered, you know, to change, being empowered, you know, to take a stand. And so it's important that you work on that. It's important that you work on opening up your solar plexus chakra. It's important, like I said, work on your self-worth, work on your self-love, work on feeling more confident, work on believing in yourself, work on those things so that you can feel more empowered, and so that you can feel more that you believe that you are worthy of those things, okay? And lastly, let's see what we have in terms of what you need to heal, what you need to work on, what you need to surrender this month. So we have the cycles card, and what this means is that, like I said, you know, there's a cycle that needs to finish in your life. And I feel, like I said before, this cycle is all about you releasing, you know, those fears, releasing those doubts, releasing just those thoughts that are kind of like keeping you stuck, that are keeping you trapped. It's all about learning the lessons that you need to learn. You know, perhaps your life definitely needs to go through a transformation. Your life definitely needs to go through a completion, so that, you know, going forward, you know, this year, then you will have a new beginning in your life, and you will be at a place, you know, to have that abundance and to have that prosperity that you have been wishing for such a long time, okay?